Blackburn Rovers return to EFL Championship action, of course, kicking off a brand new season up against our visitors, West Bromwich Albion. Bit of turmoil for both home and away. Who's going to come out on top? We'll take a look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again with a new look. That's right, no more backdrop. It's real. That's all live behind me. And of course, hopefully you can hear me loud and clear as we look forward to Blackburn Rovers taking on West Bromwich Albion at Ewood Park, the opening day of the season. We'll get to that shortly. Of course, if you're new, where have you been? Smash the old subscribe button, bang up to date. All things Rovers related, Championship related, World Football related. Where have we got it? Under one roof, Steve, that's right. I've got to try and keep the voice down with the mic right in my face, but hopefully it's good for your ears. We're going to look at everything, the pre-game, of course, post-game, watch-alongs, all that for this big game at the first of the season. So looking forward to that, as hopefully you are too. If you want to support the channel as well, make sure you check out the links down below. So we're going to jump right in the deep end and, of course, have a little look at the game in all its glory. That's right, so here we go. Taking a little look at this game. As of course it is the first of the season for both Rovers and West Brom. A bit of turmoil, like I said, for West Brom. Not many transfers or financial backing at the moment for West Brom. A little bit of similar stuff going on right now for Rovers these days. So let's take a look at Rovers. If you're not sure what's going on, this is a little bit about history for them. Of course, GADT, John Dale Thompson, is the manager. Second full season for him. Fantastic first season, just finishing outside the playoffs. He's got a good record against West Brom as well. Played twice as a manager. Yet to lose, picking up a win and a draw. And his record against Carlos Cobahan, just the one game, and it was a draw as well. 1.64 points per game for JDT. But will he be here for the remainder of the season? We'll see about that. So Rovers, of course, 31 players on the books with an average age of 22.9. We've got 2 national team players, 9 foreigners. Some and some won't be involved in the game today. So looking forward to the most valuable player right now is Tyrese Dolan, quoted at €8 million on Transfermarkt, of course. We got him for free. Where did we get him from? Of course, Preston North End. We like that. Here's a look at that squad. Of course, Kaminski is currently, in my eyes, is the Rovers' #1. There is, of course, potential that he will be sold with the likes of Luton and maybe even some other European clubs looking at him at the moment. If he was to leave, then Ainsley Pears will come in as #1, who did finish as our goalkeeper at the back end of the campaign. Of course, Ashley Phillips, another young hot prospect, which is likely to be sold, balancing the books a little bit for Rovers, but of course wasn't realistically going to be in our first team, I'd say, as a regular. But of course, the likes of Dominic Iam, Hayden Carter, Scott Wharton will of course duke it out for those centre-back spots. JRC, end of the season wonder, had a great pre-season as well. Where will he play? Of course, I'm thinking still right back, but we'll see about that. Of course, some in newer faces, we'll talk about them in a minute. But of course, Lewis Travis Buckley still here. Taylor Dunn is on the graphic, but he has left to Charlton. We are still a little thin on the ground in the attacking department with Sam Gallagher and Dylan McInday hoping to make a breakthrough into the first team this season. Let's take a little look then, of course, at the top players for Rovers last season. Of course, Diaz is gone, 18 goals and assists combined. Sam Gallagher with 10, Tyrese Dolan with 10. Of course, Silver Thomas is no longer with us, as is Bradley Dack, who will be in the Championship, but for Sunderland, and of course under the stewardship of his old best bud there, Tony Mowbray. Key players as well, Daniel Ayala at the back, of course, was a rock when he played, but unfortunately he's also been released, possibly heading to QPR, because hitting our hopes on Dom Hyam, Hayden Carter, that partnership, and of course the wonder in midfield, that's Adam Wharton. So good season last season for him, but still a lot of work to do. A quick look at the breakdown of last season as well. Played 46 games, scored 52 goals. We did concede 54. We had some, very hit and miss kind of form throughout the season. Total of 37 assists. We're looking at here, penalties, 50-50 on that one. Hit the ball 7 times. take from that from what you will. A lot of stats in there. Kicking on forward, clean sheets, 15 of those, an average of 1.2 goals conceded per game, something that we need to try to clean up. Just the 3 red cards as well for Rovers. Take a look at the transfers. Of course, we have lost a few. Of course, James Brown has gone to Ross County. Diaz gone off to Villarreal. We knew that a long time coming. Of course, Daniel Butterworth has been released. I think he went over to, is it Carlisle maybe? Carlisle for Daniel Butterworth. We'll see about that. Bradley Dack, of course, now at Sunderland. And again, Daniel Ayala likely to go to QPR. We have brought in 3 faces. Niall Ennis is coming from Plymouth. He is a wide man, attacking forward, so we're hoping to get him in amongst the goals. We have Sondre Tronstad, a defensive midfielder from Beatties Arn. I'm very excited about him. And of course, Arne Sigurdsson, probably the most flair player, I guess, but injured for the first few games of the season. So again, on a loan with an option, hopefully, to make the deal permanent. Of course, the back end of the campaign for Rovers looked like this. Of course, ending with that 7-goal thriller against Millwall. I think we were 3-0 down at one stage to win 4-3. Fantastic fight. But of course, not good enough to get into those playoffs. We did draw with Luton. We lost to Burnley. Very, very poor end to the campaign with just the 1 win and 5. Hopefully, we'd start off on the right foot. Of course, looking ahead, besides this West Brom Champion game, we take on Walsall in the Cup. A chance for the players that don't feature in this first game to maybe play in the second game. Then, of course, Rotherham, Hull City, Watford, and Plymouth Argyle. And then, realistically, if we're looking at these fixtures, realistically, there are some winnable games here. A good chance to get off on the right foot. If not, we could be looking more towards the drop than the top. So my starting lineup for Blackburn Rovers is a bit of a mystery at the moment. We don't know how we're going to play, but I'm going to opt for this one. I'm not sure if it's official, but maybe a change of captain maybe on the cards here. We'll see about that. But anyway, I've got Kaminsky starting on our first game against West Brom. Pickering at left back, Hyam, Carter alongside him. I'm going JRC in that right back slot, and of course he can drift forward into midfield. He did get a hat-trick as a right back in pre-season, so we're hoping to see some more goals from him. I've got Adam Ward, Tronstad and Buckley, but I'm just looking at the game against Girona, and we start with 2 defensive midfielders with Tronstad and Travis, so we'll see about that. And then Dolan, Smodic, Hedges, but I'd love to see McInday break into the team. So we'll see about that. Let's take a look at our visitors, though. Here's West Bromwich Albion, of course, and they're managed by Carlos Cobahan, very exciting young coach. His managerial record against Rovers is not the greatest, though. Actually, it is. It's actually pretty good. I tell a lie. He's actually got 1.60 points per match ratio against Rovers, winning 2 times, drawing twice, and losing just the once. And again, we talked about the one and only time he has played against or managed against JDT, and that ended up as a draw. A 1.43 points per match ratio for Carlos Cobahan. And of course, take a look at their squad. 26.2 is the average age of a player. 29 players on the books, 7 foreigners, and 2 national team players as well, with the most valuable player, Daryl Dike of the United States, yet to get going. But I think once he does get going, of course, if he can avoid the injury table, then this guy could be up there with top goal scorers because of the additional players, the Swifts, the Jed Wallaces of this world that will supply the ammunition for the guy. So let's take a look at the squad then. Of course, Alex Palmer, probably going to be your number 1, I believe. And of course, pinning your hopes on the likes of Samuel Jai at the back there, Darnell Furlong as well in the back 4. Maybe a little weakness in the defensive lines there. Martin Kelly has been drafted in, I believe, into midfield. Of course, another key player. Where is he? Yuxalu for me in midfield. The Ngangla out wide. Swift. They've got a very, very tasty-looking midfield. Of course, a little bit jealous of the likes of Alex Mowat there, but not really getting a look in. Of course, up top, Daryl Dike, Thomas Ashanti. They have brought in a young guy from Brighton on loan. I'll talk about him shortly. He's not representing my graphic. But of course, this is the players that will do the damage. Swifty and Jed Wallace both combining there with nearly 30 goals or assists, with Dike just the 8. And of course, some other key players that are all still there. Of course, Tom Rodrich, maybe the exclusion to that statement there. Of course, the best player on the pitch was John Swift with an average of 7.23. Dara O'Shea has gone, maybe to generate a bit of funds, but doesn't look like Cobahan or West Brom will be seeing any of that, from what I'm understanding. Quick look at the breakdown then. 59 goals scored last season, 53 goals conceded. That's a better goal and scored and conceded return compared to Rovers, an average of 1.3 goals per game as well. They were worked 20 times, so misfiring they were. Red card's just the one, very good, and what's the word for that? Disciplined at the back or within the team, I would say. Take a look then, of course, the transfer business. Daryl Shea's gone, Colin Grant has gone to Cardiff on loan. Quite strange loaning a player to of that quality to maybe an opponent. So a strange one. That Jack Livermore's gone as well. So Jeremy Salamito has been brought in from Brighton, a wide man, so an exciting prospect, and we'll probably see a bit of him in this game. I haven't got him in the team here because I think maybe just a bit of time to adjust. I've got Palmer between six: Townsend, Ajayi, Bartley, Furlong, Malumbi, Swift, Yuxalu, Wallace, Asante, Dienganga, Sops. Tasty players in there. Some you would think would get in the Rovers team. Quite a handful of them would get in the Rovers team, to be fair. But yeah, we'll see how they get on at Ewood Park. Let's take a look at, of course, what's coming up for West Brom. After this game, they'll take on Stoke City, an all-championship affair in the Calamari Cup, so that's a tasty one to keep an eye on. It's on the 8th of August. Then it's Swansea City at the Hawthorns, Leeds United, Middlesbrough, Huddersfield. Very tough few games for Carlos Corhan to navigate, including ourselves in that mix. Of course, how they ended the season, though, a 3-2 loss against Swansea City over in Wales. Of course, picked up the win against Norwich City, lost to the Blades. Very hopscotchy kind of form there, win-loss. Okay, let's take a look at the key battle for me in this game. Of course, two different kind of players, you would imagine. John Swift, a creator from midfield. Of course, Sammy Smodic, a no-guns blazing midfielder who will charge as much forward. This is where I think the battle could be won or lost on Saturday at Ewood Park. Of course, Swifty is a little bit older than Smodic, a little bit taller as well, both right-footed. They both play down the middle, but of course it's kind of different players, to be fair. And of course Swift still valued a little bit more than Sammy Smodic, but I think Sammy Smodic is undervalued here at 2 million. I think he's more along the lines of around about 5-6 million. Maybe Swift a little bit more than what he's at. He did peak at 7 million way back when. Of course, been at the Baggies for a season now, but hoping to look to kick on as well. Take a look at John Swift's stats then. Coming into this play, 352 times, scoring 67 times, 69 assists as well, with a goal a game ratio of goal scored every 379 minutes. Yeah, he's decent. However, I think this guy's better. Sammy Smart, 307 games played, 74 goals, 35 assists, 281 minutes per goal for Sammy Smart, and he will be at the moment, I think, if not the top, definitely in amongst the goals for Rovers next season. We'll be relying on him, and he needs to get off to a flyer. So we'll see how he pairs on that one. Let's go bigger screen for me. Let's get into this one then. Of course, take a look at the values of the teams. Rovers' values, the team value is 6 million more than that of West Brom. They have I think we have a better e-market value. I don't know what that means. Our age is much lower. You can take from that what you will. And of course, you could take a little look at the form they're heading into this. Rovers losing one at the last 7 or so, just winning one of the last 7 or so. Draws we didn't have draws for the bulk of the season until the back end, and then we just couldn't stop getting them, which kind of ended our season, to be fair. As for West Brom, like I said, hot and cold season, losing 3 there, but also winning 3 of the last 6. So a good handful of games there, and again, ultimately cost their season. Let's take a look at this game then. Overall, as a whole, this is of course the last 6 between the two sides, both home and away. And as you can see, Rovers just winning one of them, West Brom winning 2 of them. And of course, there's been 3 draws along the way as well. But if we want to look at the Ewood games, the last 6, 3 for Rovers, 2 for West Brom, and 1 draw. So we've lost once at the last 4 if we want to look at it positively. We'll see. And we also beat them last round, 2-1 win with Diaz and Gallagher on the score sheet. Dienganga get consolation for them. But it wasn't too long ago since they beat us as well. Let's take a look at the table then. This is how it starts and hopefully how it finishes, right? Of course, we are top of the table. Second, we'll get promoted with that. For whatever reason, West Brom are 19th and Rotherham are bottom. I don't get it, but hey, that's how it's landed here. So take a look at also the other games that are going on around the Championship this opening weekend. We kick it all off on Friday with Sheffield Wednesday against Southampton, and then a whole bunch of 3 o'clock kickoffs, including Norwich, Hull City. Plymouth will make their return to the Championship against Huddersfield. Already you would think that that's a 6-pointer right there. Middlesbrough against Millwall, the battle of the M's, of course, into Sunday. We have Leicester Coventry, Leeds Cardiff, and Sunderland against Ipswich in the Tony Mowbray derby. Of course, well loved with Ipswich, and of course trying to do some wonders with Sunderland. Of course, but what about the game itself then, shall we? You want to get my down and dirty opinion of this one. Well, I was excited for the season. We made some very early signings which got my hopes up, and I thought we were going to add to those signings. However, they have dried up, and the vibe or the atmosphere around Ewer Park is a little bit concerning. So I don't think we're going to win this game. However, I just feel that maybe the little opening day nerves of both sides here will get the better of them. And we'll end up with a dire 0-0 draw. That's right. But I'm going to be here for the watch along, of course, as we do with my new backdrop and with my new setup. So hopefully you guys can join me for that. But that, my friends, is what I've got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this new look. Of course, kind of dumb it down a little bit with this excitement. Well, we can't get rid of the excitement. The excitement will always be there, but you know what I mean. A little bit of change of tone to the shows. Hopefully you like it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about that. But until then, guys, Rovers. Might be a little bit some question marks need to be answered within the next week before we do get to kick off. But besides that, I am looking forward to it, and hopefully you are too. We're going to have a lot of coverage of this. Hopefully you're going to chat with the West Brom fan. We've got a combined 11 video coming at you very, very soon, as well as my other predictions, as well as the follow-through as well. We'll have, of course, hopefully a vlog with Jacob. We've got the fan cams as well, and the reviews. So a lot to look forward to, and we are just beginning. So hopefully Rovers get off to at least a positive start and pick themselves a point or more against West Brom. Until then, though, subscribe, thumbs up, check out the little link down below. I'll see you soon, guys, for the next one.